Hi friends, welcome back to our channel. Today, the title of the story which we are going to see is Tricking the Trickster. So let's move towards the story. Pawan Parrot lived in Satyavan. He was a helpful bird and spoke to everyone politely. One morning, all the birds were sitting on a neem tree. Pawan said, I haven't gone outside Satyavan for a long time. I want to go away for a few days. You are right, Pawan, but it's dangerous to go far away. I'm scared to leave my home, said Pihu Pigeon. You have to take a risk to fulfill a dream. I will definitely go away as soon as I get a chance, said Woody Woodpecker. I don't know when that day will come, Pawan said. Why worry? If you are determined, then your wish will be fulfilled very soon, said Pihu. After chatting for a long time, they all went to their homes. The next morning, all the birds left for work. The weather had been bad since morning. Suddenly, it started raining heavily along with some hail. All the birds looked for some shelter. It continued raining for a long time. A big piece of hail hit Pawan's wing and he got injured. He did not know what to do. Even though he was injured, he flew and reached a tree. His home, the neem tree, was far away and he could not fly back. The other birds returned to their nests by evening, but Pawan could not return to his nest for many days. Penny Parrot was very smart. She had come close to the neem tree in search of food. When it started raining, to protect herself, she sat on the branch of a peepal tree nearby. She did not dare to go anywhere in such a weather. Penny did not have a nest of her own. She spent days roaming around. Her eyes were constantly on the lookout for a place to stay for the night. She saw an empty spot on the neem tree in front of her, and later that night she peeped and saw that there was no one inside. She decided to spend the night there and slept comfortably. The next morning she did not come out of the nest instead and sat and listened to the birds around her. Pihu said, I don't know where Pawan has gone. He hasn't been back since yesterday. Yesterday's weather was very bad. Maybe he went somewhere far away and could not come back. Piku Pigeon wondered. Yesterday he was saying that he wanted to go away for a few days, said Woody. I don't think he has done that. If he had gone away, he would have told us. He must have gotten into some trouble because of the weather, Piku said. For a long time, they all kept talking about Pawan. He was the only one who had not returned the day before. After all the birds left, Penny came out of the nest. She decided that she would make all the birds of the tree her friends by telling them a good story the next morning. She returned late that night. No one noticed her, and early next morning she came out of the nest and started saluting all to the birds as she saw them. Everyone looked at her suspiciously. She introduced herself. Hello, I'm Pawan's sister Penny. I just got here. Pawan is not here, said Pihu. I know. He's gone to visit the city for a few days. He went out yesterday and then when the weather turned bad, I'll stay here and wait for him to come back, said Penny. She kept on talking sweetly to everyone for a long time. Nice to meet you, said the birds in unison. Everyone was convinced of Penny's stories. She decided that she would live in this tree and not go anywhere. Meanwhile, Pawan's wing was not fully healed. He could not fly long distance. He was waiting for his wing to heal completely. Somehow, with courage, he finally reached the neem tree a month later and met Pihu first. He asked, How are you, Pawan? Your sister Penny told us that you went for a holiday. Before he could say anything, Pihu said, Your sister is very kind and friendly. She talks to everyone so nicely. She didn't let us miss you at all. Pawan could not understand why his sister had appeared suddenly as soon as he left. He kept listening to everyone quietly. Penny returned in the evening. Upon seeing him, Pawan understood that Penny had taken over his house in his absence and he had also fooled the other birds. He did not think it right to confront her directly. As soon as she came, she said, "How are you, my brother?" She did not panic at all when she saw Pawan. She had made up her mind that she would not leave this place. "I hope you do not have any trouble here," Pawan said. "I lived here very comfortably and will continue to do so." Pawan saw that Penny was not going to leave the nest easily. Penny then quietly threatened him. "It would be better for you to go and stay where you were all these days. I am not going to leave this nest now." "Who is asking you leave, Penny? You can stay here comfortably," said Pawan lovingly. He did not want to create any confusion for the other birds. At night, Pawan left his nest. Penny heaved a sigh of relief. Pawan spent the night on a tree nearby. He did not understand how to get Penny out, to leave. The next morning, Penny set out in search of food. Pawan returned to his nest in the afternoon after having his meal. As soon as he came, he gathered all the birds living on the tree and said, "I wish to share some good news with you all." "What good news?" "I just got the news that my sister Penny has been selected for a job at the Forest Intelligence Agency. She has to try to reach his intelligence advisor tomorrow. Sadly, she would never be able to come here again." "Why is that?" Pihu asked. "Her work will involve a lot of responsibilities. Those engaged in this work will not be allowed to meet their companions." "We'll be sorry to see her leave," said Pihu. "It's a great opportunity for her," said Pawan. All the birds living on the tree eagerly waited for Penny to return. As soon as she arrived, everyone started congratulating her. Penny was confused. "What are you congratulating me for?" she asked Pihu. And Pihu told her about the news. Penny looked at Pawan. He was smiling. She understood everything. Her face fell. She understood that Pawan had played his trick to get her out of the nest. The next morning, Penny left as everyone bid her farewell, and she never came back. Pawan was overjoyed to have his nest to himself again. So this was the story published in the Chandamama magazine, Tricking the Trickster. Till I come back with a new video and a new story, till then stay safe and take care.